I'm completing every mainline Yakuza game in chronological order and will tell you about the experience. We're also going over the achievement and the completion list so you can complete them as well. We're aiming for YouTube partner at the end of the year, so subscribing to the channel to get our first 1000 subscribers would help a lot. It took a while, but it's finally here. The 4th Yakuza completion video. Today we're covering Yakuza 3 Remastered, and before we go into all the tips and tricks, I'll have you know that this Yakuza doesn't require you to finish the entire completion list for its platinum. Which is great news, as the game really suffers from age, and there are a lot of quirks in here to deal with. As always, we'll divide every achievement into the categories easy, medium and hard. If this video was any help to you, please consider subscribing. And with that, let's get into it. Easy. Most of these achievements are either story-related achievements or achievements that will tick off automatically. So let's get the story achievements over with first. Mad Dog Tamed, Snake Charmer. With family like mine, the dust settles. Right up my alley. King of Pleasure, just like old times. Wilting Flower, Pole Position. The End of Ambition, thank you. In my honest opinion, the story of Yakuza 3 is by far the most entertaining of the entire game. Seeing Kiryu in a different daylight and trying to manage an orphanage while dealing with normal life stuff, for instance his kids being bullied, playing baseball with them or teaching them stealing is wrong, is adorable to see. Blogging debut. Unmissable achievement. While playing through the story, Mac will give you your first revelation, People Watcher. In Yakuza 3, your enemies are mostly stationary, so you have to get behind them and wait until they turn around or slowly get into their aggro range and quickly switch to first person mode to get this, Tinkerer. Luckily, in this version, you only need to make one modded weapon. Kamiyama will be at the first floor in an apartment in Ryukyu. You'll be surprised what you can craft with basic items. Missing items can be bought in the city. Fat cat. Just keep ordering the most expensive item available and done. Karaoke King. In Yakuza 3, you only need to sing each karaoke song. No need to hit high scores for this achievement. That's coming soon. Touchy-Feely. This is the cringe game of this Yakuza. Balance the bar as high as possible without it going over until the massage ends. Simple. Heat Action Pro. You'll tick this off automatically, right? Compulsive Vandal. Okay, combat in Yakuza 3 really sucks. Everyone keeps blocking your attacks. Picking up random items help counter this, as these are more difficult to block. Grabbing your enemies is also a good tactic to beat them. Key Collector. Yep. Only 10 lockers are needed. I'm sure you don't even need a list, but I'll have it ready in the description. Medium. Nice hitter. If you've been doing the games in the same order as I have, you've done this before. Aim at the corner point of 4 panels at the hard game and you're done. Pro gamer. If you thought you only needed 5 stuffed animals in Yakuza 3, you're in for a bad surprise. This one is easy, but you're gonna need all of them for a different achievement. I'm sorry. Gourmet Aficionado. Easier than what we're used to, except you can only order one thing in every restaurant you eat. Check the completion list to see which restaurant you're still missing. Unwavering Shogi player. Yakuza means Shogi. I'll stand by it that I hate it. Follow these exact steps to beat this. Legendary Champion. Another Yakuza, another Colosseum. A combination of grabs and heat actions will get you through this. Volunteer, Master Environmentalist. This one will get tiresome real fast. Whenever you load into the beach area in front of the orphanage, there is a chance a piece of trash is found. If so, go there and pick it up. It's not always there, so get ready to load this area in and out for about 100 times. Bounty Hunter. This one is a little confusing as your assignments will stop all of a sudden. It's best to follow the page in the description whenever you are without a lead to the next hitman. The final boss is a pain in the ass though, so stock up on medicine before attempting to fight him. Careless Dragon. I've been doing this since Yakuza 0 and I couldn't believe there's an achievement for it. Look for people holding bags. Have enough speed and run into the back of them. Try to hit the middle of their back for the biggest chance for them to fall. Power Driver. Hit a 350-yard drive during a tournament in golf. Hit a golf ball over 350 yards in golf. Just use the 330-yard club and hit it with full force. Hat trick. You've done this before, but this time it's with terrible controls. Dodge controls have changed once again, and I heavily recommend using a controller for this. I've tried using a mouse for this, but it was a horrible experience. Dodge is absolutely brutal for an upcoming achievement. We'll get into it more during the Minigame Master achievement. Exposed Dragon. I really hope I'm not the only one here enjoying Mahjong. If you've had issues getting through Mahjong in Yakuza 0, 1 and 2, let me take you out of your misery and tell you that this is the easiest Mahjong achievement so far. You need to go out with a hand when only one tile is concealed. The way to do this is to pawn and cheat your way to an empty hand. If you've been trying this and can't seem to go out for some mysterious reason, well, I'll tell you the reason. The reasons are Yakuza. If you don't care about Mahjong, you can forget that term immediately. If you want to learn more, I advise you to check out this video. When attempting this, try to pawn 3 white, green or red dragons. You can also pawn the wind set you're in. For instance, if you sit at south, try to get 3 south tiles. For the rest, pawn and cheat to complete sets and hope the last tile you need will be dropped by an opponent, or maybe you're lucky enough to draw the tile. If you need more Mahjong advice, join my Discord, it's in the description. Foul play. Bowling is also a little changed, but not as bad as dodge. Try to get a feel for aiming as it can feel off compared to other installments. Path of the Warrior. Throughout the story you'll be introduced to masters who will train you into the powerhouse you aim to be. In case you've missed one, check out the link in the description. Marathon Runner. You'll unlock this automatically. But if you're stuck, go to Kamurocho Hills and put something heavy on your keyboard or put a little tape on your controller to force move. Big Tuna. Tuna is a requirement for a sub-story, so those will tick off simultaneously. Buy bait that show the fishing bar as light blue at the very end of the bar. Get a little lucky that the bite is a tuna. Move your stick with the fish and stop reeling when the bar gets dark red. Fashionista. Welcome to the worst minigame in the game. This achievement is easy, but you're going to have to sit through it for the sub-story achievement. Follow the link in the description completely to be done with it as fast as possible. Don't say goodbye to this minigame yet. It's back in Yakuza 4 and way worse. Tag Hoarder. Chip Hoarder. I believe you don't have to play each game for this achievement, but they'll unlock somewhat automatically when going for Minigame Master. Hard. Break Ace. What the hell is Break Ace? Well, it's when you pop the 9 ball when you break the game. 1 shot, 1 kill. Go out if you don't manage it. I normally put my white ball during the breaking here, and I aim around here. It took me about 30 resets to finally get it. Walking Bank. If you don't have 10 million by the time you've done everything else in the game, go to the Clown Bob in Ryukyu and get the unique items. Then in the same street, go to the pawn shop and sell them. Repeat until you have 10 mil. Substory Dabbler, Substory Fan, Substory Enthusiast, Substory Addict, Substory Completionist. Normally I put substories in a different category, but these substories are quite savage. If I have to go over them individually, we'll be here tomorrow, so I won't. I'd rather refer to the link in the description. But once you're done, you'll understand why I've put these achievements here. Minigame Master. This is the big one. The one that will take you the longest. Aroma Massage. You should have completed this by the time you'll be attempting this achievement. If not, go back in this video. Darts. Beat all 6 people at all 3 games. In Ryukyu and Kamurocho, there are both beginner, intermediate, and advanced enemies to beat. You need to beat each of them in 0-1 games, which means 301, 501, 701, or 901. You don't have to do all 0-1 games. Just pick the one you're most comfortable with. Then you also need to beat them in cricket and count up. Cricket was the most difficult to beat, as aiming the dart is absolute hell. It's important to hit the triples of the 20 and 90 as quickly as possible and have a lot of luck that your advanced enemy misses them. Once you have a lead in points, close off 18, 17, bowls, 16 and 15 in that order. For count up, just get as much points as possible. Aim at the triple that you feel most comfortable with. For me, it was the bowls. So how does aiming work? I recommend using a controller. With the left stick, hover over the field you want your dart to land in. When the dart is in the right position, with your right stick, slowly go backwards and about halfway backwards, release it in one go. It's really difficult to get a feel from this, but it is a skill you can learn. Pull. Beat all 4 people at all 3 games. Pull is almost impossible in this game. Aiming is absolute dog. Keep the stick that you use for power as straight as possible, else the ball will swerve and you will not pot any balls. You should know what 9-ball and 8-ball are at this point. Rotation might be new to you. The aim is to get 61 points or more. The number indicated on the ball is the amount of points they'll score. But like 9-ball, you can only hit the lowest indicated ball. If you hit the lowest ball on the table, but you pocket a high number, that's totally allowed and highly encouraged. Karaoke. If this isn't your first Yakuza completion, you know what to do. The songs aren't too difficult here, so it shouldn't put up much of a fight. Bowling. As you might have felt trying to get 3 turkeys, the controls are also weird for bowling. However, I hope when you went for 3 turkeys, you also already got 200 points in bowling. Else is back to the bowling hall and time to get rolling. Silo, Chohan, Koi, Ochikabu, Roulette, Poker, Blackjack. I'll add all of these together again. This version of Yakuza comes with a major upside. All wins are counted for the completion list. So even if you win 2,000 and lose 3,000, 2,000 will be added to the completion list. Rejoice! UFO Catcher. Catch 25 prizes. Yes, 25. If you thought 5 were bad, I'm sorry. But you're going to be in a world of pain. This is by far the worst iteration of the UFO Catcher, and I really have no real tips for you. Some prizes are best caught while they're still standing, and others are better when they are fallen. This game lost me 3 hours that I will never get back. Good luck. Shogi. So remember what you had to do for the other achievement? Do that 4 more times. Mahjong. You need to win with more than 50,000 points. This is not counting the end of game bonus you get when you get first place. If you need more Mahjong tips, please check out the many other videos I've made covering Mahjong. You can also join our Discord for more tips. Batting. Similar to the other Yakuza games, 1800 on easy is still the most difficult to me. Golf. Score -5 under par. This one is the worst by far. The worst thing is that I can't really give you much advice other than try to get the ball as quickly on the green as you can. Try to put it as quickly as you can without overshooting it. That last part is what frustrated me the most. You need to try to get a feel for it, but in all honesty, it's a horrible experience. Fishing. You've probably caught the tuna already, so you can scratch off the most difficult one. Get all different kinds of lures and aim for all distances. There's also a difference as well, whether it's night, day or sunset. I'll have a reference in the description. Boxcelios. This game will cause you to curse out many profanities the first time you play it and realizing you need to get to level 50. But in all honesty, it's not too bad. You get a glimpse of the weak spot of every new enemy for a few seconds before the time actually starts counting down. Don't spam the fire button, but rather go in and hold the fire button to absolutely melt them. Testament to strength. Of all the legend difficulties, this one will take you the longest. First of all, legendary difficulty will only unlock after beating the game on hard. So technically you could start the game on hard and only plow through it twice. But if you start on easy or medium, you need to beat the game a few times before getting this achievement. Added on that, the enemies do much more damage and will block your attacks even more. Big yawn. Combat in Yakuza 3 is really bad, but it'll only get better from here again, I promise. Ultimate Challenger. But before getting to Yakuza 4, you need to beat the ultimate match. Lucky for you, this version is much easier. Much of the requirements are a lot easier than you're used to, since this Yakuza uses a ranking system. You don't need to obtain S ranks, just get through each challenge to get the achievement. Team Match 5 and Ultimate Match 5 gave me the most troubles, but if you've done these for the other Yakuzas, you'll manage this too. World Greatest Dad. You did it! Yakuza 3 is my least favorite of the series so far, mostly due to the game having aged a lot, but since we know a Yakuza Kiwami 3 is in the making, I'm curious to see how much they can improve Yakuza 3, and surely we will be completing that version too. I loved seeing Kiryu interact with the kids of the orphanage, and it's always nice to explore a new town, even though Ryukyu is my least favorite so far.